So here we go. First up, we have Pauline Valance. So show her a lot of love, and thank you very much for coming on to the stream. And let's get her in, and hopefully this goes smoothly. Here we go. Hello, Pauline.
Hi there.
Hello. Can you just give us? Excellent. Cool. Yeah, I can hear you. Cool. Can we all hear Pauline in the chat? Excellent. Cool. Nice one. Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
You're very welcome.
Cheers. Excellent. Nice one. Excellent. So what we're going to do, if it's okay by you, we'll start with a bit of a performance. And if you'd like to just introduce the performance and then come back and have a little chat and then maybe finish on a performance, if that's okay.
Sounds fine to me. Yeah. Okay.
Excellent.
I'll do one of my own songs. This is from quite a few years ago now, but I'm going to do it because it's quite harpy, and I'll maybe talk a wee bit later about what inspires songs. But this one started with messing around on the harp and coming up with quite a nice pattern. But it's a song also about what happens when a relationship's over, and you might find someone who you were really close to becoming like a stranger. So I don't write many relationship songs, but this is one of them. It's called Two Sugars. Two sugars in your coffee, you're like your whiskey needs. At least that's what I remember when we two strangers meet. You used to lie on the right side. I knew your favorite book. There's much more to remember. I'm scared to take a look. That pot is mine, remember when I burned the casserole? The rug is yours, I wouldn't have kept something worn and old. The CD player is mine, I'm sure you know, but not the Bowie records, mine had much more soul. You take the couch, the springs are gone, you jumped on it too long, but my auntie brought the cushion covers home from Hong Kong. No, really, take the toolkit, I will be fine, but not the screwdrivers, surely they are mine. We used to talk of the future, what we dreamed it would hold. Thought that we'd be together right through growing old. What happened to change things? When did love turn to hate? Is it just blind indifference? Now your habit's just great. That pot is mine, remember when I burnt the casserole? The rug is yours, I wouldn't have kept something worn and old. The CD player is mine, I'm sure you know, but not the Bowie records, mine had much more soul. You take the couch, the springs are gone, you jumped on it too long, but my auntie brought the cushion covers home from Hong Kong. No, really, take the toolkit, I will be fine, but not the screwdrivers, surely they are mine. Two sugars in your coffee, two sugars in your coffee.
If you've been enjoying watching on YouTube, please remember to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. We look forward to bringing you regular, interesting content on the Jamie France project. Cool, nice one. Thank you very much. Excellent. And that was the original song of yours, yeah?
Yeah, it was, yeah. Wrote it a few
Excellent.
years ago now, but I still I like. It's a nice one to perform.
Yeah, I can hear you said about the relationship thing. It's like in a quirky kind of way. I think a lot of people as well probably haven't seen a lot of singer-songwriters. It's quite a unique thing using a harp as well. Is there many on the scene like with harp players doing their songs?
There's a few, but not that many. Yeah, there's. I mean, to be quite honest, I don't know why more people don't do it. I mean, I came across it because it was the first instrument that I could play and sing at the same time. Guitar, it didn't work for me. I mean, I it just the chords doesn't work. Keyboard, I wasn't great at, and for some reason this really worked. And it's like everybody looks at it and thinks, oh, it's got a lot of strings, it's really hard. It's as hard or as easy as you make it, kind of thing. And I found it really inspiring. I only started writing songs when I started playing the harp, because to be quite honest, anything you do with it, even wrong notes, sound quite good. I mean, it's what can go wrong. You just go, sounds okay, sounds not bad. You know what I mean? It's you can really have fun messing around with it. So
Yeah, yeah.
I would say play it. If anybody has it, I meet so many folk that say I've always wanted to play, and I would say, just play it, do it. It's
Just
great.
yeah. I think a lot of people associate it with like weddings and stuff like that, didn't they?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying about the uniqueness of them writing some folk songs with it as well. It's
Mhm.
takes it into another area as well. And like you said, it's you recommend people start to take it up, yeah?
Just do it. What if it's really, really versatile? I mean, I think obviously you associate it with, and I mean, I do write kind of folk influenced songs, but not, they're not all. I do like, I try and vary the songs I write, but I mean, I do rock covers. I mean, I do a whole range of things. I mean, I can do songs from the shows. I mean, but you'll find as a musician, you have to be quite versatile, really. It's all very well
Yeah.
saying this is what I do, but you might be called on to do something else. It might lead to something else. So, I mean, I'll play weddings, bar mitzvahs, care homes, restaurants, rock gigs, folk
Yeah.
gigs, you name it, festivals. I'll do it. So, I mean, you can play. I mean, I play Space Oddity in this. I can play Wuthering Heights. It's pretty versatile. That's
Excellent. Let's
the
yeah, I
beauty
want
of
to touch on that a bit later about the different versions and covers you do as well. Can I just
it.
ask you a little bit about your so as you can tell by the accent, you're up in Scotland, are you? Yeah. So what part of
Um,
Scotland are you from?
I'm in Ayrshire, which is really just south of Glasgow.
Okay, cool, excellent. And what was your kind of musical background? So did you study music?
I did actually. I studied. I mean, I did. I mean, classical music was my thing, and I played the flute. And I did. I studied music at university as well. But I was brought up to think music is music. Do you know what I mean? I was brought up with folk tunes and a bit of jazz and classical. That really good music is good music, and that's why I don't really like. But everybody likes to
In
fit people
boxes and
into a
stuff? Yeah.
genre. But I don't really like that. It can be anything. So yeah, so I was brought up with classical, but I kind of forced myself to play the flute in like folk sessions and do without music, because I mean I love being able to play, from printed music, but it's really nice to be able to just pick up an instrument and just do it. So years later I came across this. I mean I've been playing this for 12 years, and I decided I really like to just play and not go down the kind of reading reading the music. I like to do my own arrangements. To be quite honest, if I do my own arrangements, then I know I can play them. If I do someone else's arrangements, there's always tricky bits that I can't do. So I do my own arrangements, and it's just led to everything else, and it's led to the songwriting. So
What
it's
made you choose the harp? In what made you choose that? Like from playing other instruments, then going to the harp. What was the
hmm.
Was there someone that inspired you to do that, or was it just
It was kind of chance. I mean, I think I'd always kind of wanted to play. I mean, I'm like these folk that I meet now that are like, oh, I've always wanted to play the harp, but I didn't do anything about it. I've always loved the sound. But there was a local group just set up in my local community, and they were offering kind of group lessons and harps to play, and it was all free. So I just went along thinking, well, that sounds good. So went along, learned a couple of basics, and then I thought I'm just going to buy one and just really go for it, and started writing songs, and it just so it was almost like a
and went from there?
chance. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, excellent, excellent. So you do a lot of songwriting and stuff yourself as well. And we've said about doing the you're doing the covers as well. Could you have you played like many festivals and stuff like that, and gigs, and like you doing your act now that you do?
Yeah, I do. And as I say, just, a huge variety of stuff. I mean, I do some, I mean, this, ironically, this would have been a really busy summer for me. This weekend, I would have been at one of the best festivals in the world, Eden Festival, which it's not Cornwall Eden. It's in the south of Scotland, and it's a real kind of hippie type festival, if I can say that. But they have amazing acts. They have a chill out lounge, and that's where I play, where people are lying about in hammocks.
Oh,
And
excellent,
I
nice.
mean, that is so
Sounds
good.
nice. Yeah,
It's a
yeah,
fantastic festival. It's just, so I would have been there this weekend. So obviously it's not happening. We're all gutted, but so many festivals. Would have been down for doing some folk festivals. I also really love doing the Edinburgh Fringe. All these festivals, I'm sure you know yourself from festivals and things you've done. They're all different.
yeah, yeah, definitely. The Edinburgh Fringe is it sounds
Mm.
like really interesting. Did you have a something planned then? Was you gonna go this year for the Edinburgh Fringe?
Did. I mean, I have done the Fringe for a few years, but up to now I've done a kind of music show and maybe just a bit of chat between the songs, maybe with a bit of a theme, but very much music based. This year, ironically, again, for the first time, I scripted a show. So I have a show called What the Brontes Did at the Fringe. So it's basically Charlotte Bronte and her sisters Emily and Anne going to the Fringe and sussing it out. So anyway,
Yeah,
that was my
yeah.
plan. That
That
was my
sounds
plan for
great.
this.
Excellent. So yeah, no, we spoke a little bit as well about that, and I think that's a really unique idea as well. Can you just explain a little bit more about that that idea? And people that don't know the Bronte that are watching, that might not know the Bronte sisters and the Edinburgh Fringe, or Bronte sisters first.
Yeah, the Bronte sisters. Well, they wrote obviously some of the most famous books in English literature. Yeah, there they are, the
There we
very people.
go.
Yeah. Charlotte wrote Jane Eyre. Emily wrote Wuthering Heights. Anne wrote Tenant in Wildfell Hall. And 2 years ago, I went to visit the house where they were brought up in Yorkshire. It's called Haworth. And it's just this house on the edge of the moors, looks over a graveyard, but they wrote these amazing books. So their life is almost as fascinating as their books. So I've written I wrote a song about them, as you do. You're a songwriter. If you're inspired by something, you write a song. But I
Yeah.
just thought I would take it a bit further. And the Edinburgh Fringe, I mean, the shows, I can't really describe it. It's kind of crazy, but I just thought it was a nice way of bringing things together. So it's a wee bit light-hearted show, but there's some sad bits in it. Obviously, it's a sad story, and I've written lots of songs, but
It is
6
a
songs.
very sad story. I did a little bit of research on that as well, and it's really interesting. People that don't know about the Bronte sisters in general, just to research their life, is incredible. And one of the things that struck me was that they had to pretend that they was men to get their poems published and stuff like that.
Yep.
And they went through a lot of tragedy, and two of them died relatively like in their 30s, right, at the time. I mean, we are talking 19th century, aren't we? But
Yeah, it was, well, the 18, round about the 1840s. I mean, about halfway through the 19th century. So they'd already lost two sisters and a mother, and then honestly, the bit, and I do cover this in the show, it's a bit heartrending actually.
yeah,
And they lost the brother, and the other two sisters died within a year of each other. So Charlotte was the only one left, her and her
yeah,
father, only ones left. And then she died a few years later, and she did get a bit of fame. So I was thinking, well, if she was famous, she would go to the Fringe, she would go to the book festival. That was my thinking.
yeah,
So, so because the Fringe isn't happening this year, the Morecambe Fringe is happening online. Like, I mean, all these, there's so many festivals now happening online. And they said if you want to record your show, then you can submit it. So I basically recorded it yesterday with my son's help, like basically on my phone. So I've never done that before.
yeah. Oh wow! So you did
It's
all
in the
that
back.
yesterday, yeah? So that's it's happening all online now, is it? Yeah, the festival.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think it's the middle of July. I think 11th of July would have been when my show would go out. So I don't know if it'll be out on that date. But again, I'm sure we'll give out my details at some point. If you just check my Facebook page, YouTube channel, I'll give all the details on my website or whatever. And
Oh, excellent, nice one. So
so
so where can people find out some more information on yourself? So we've got let's just put this up here as well. So we've got your
yeah,
YouTube channel here, Pauline Valance, and your Facebook, Pauline Valance, and your website there, www.paulinevalance.co.uk, right? And
That's it.
yeah, so they can find out all information about yourself on there.
Yep.
Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about now is basically the way that you do covers. You do something quite unique, which I feel is quite unique. So you do covers, you do kind of a mashup kind of vibe, don't you? So you take a popular song and you mash up it with another song. You take the lyrics from that song. Probably easier for people to listen to than me to explain it. But what made you start? What made you start going down that road? Because I think it's quite a unique and a quirky thing to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, it only started during lockdown. I mean, I'm sure you've discussed this with other folk over the weeks. Obviously, lockdown is, it's hard. It's a really strange situation, but there are
Yeah.
some positives come out of it. We've all found ourselves doing things we didn't think we would do. So what happened was about a month, maybe just over a month ago, there was a comedian called Tim Brooke Taylor. He was in the Goodies. You
Okay.
guys,
Yeah.
you'll all be too young to remember this. This is like,
No.
Anyway.
I like my comedy history as well.
So
Yeah. He was in the Goodies, right? Yeah.
he was in the Goodies. He
Did
was
he die
also
of Did he die of coronavirus recently?
He did actually, yeah, just about 4 or 5 weeks ago, maybe slightly longer. And he also took part a lot in a Radio 4 panel show called I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. I think it's Jack D chairs it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. One of the rounds is to sing a song to the tune of another, and it's usually really, really funny. So when he died, a friend of mine said, "Why don't we do some songs to the tune of another? Pick a tune, and I'll give you some words." And I did 2 or 3 of these, and then I posted them on Facebook. And you know what it's like? You don't know what's going to be popular, and suddenly folk were like, "Oh, these are amazing! These are great!" And to be quite honest, I've been doing them practically every day. I take the words of one song, and then you put them to something completely different, change the whole tempo, change everything. Today, for example, I did McFly's 5 Colours in Her Hair.
Excellent. I see you did Wonderwall as well on your page as well, right?
I did, yeah. I'm trying to remember what I did that to. Oh God, I've forgotten. Oh, do you know, it's just totally escaped me what I did it to. Because I've been doing one a day, and anyway, I did Bohemian Rhapsody. That's one of my best, I think. I did Bohemian Rhapsody to the. Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Yeah.
That's the one I'm going to do for you tonight.
Is that the one you're going to do? Okay, cool, excellent. So we won't show that one, but if people go over to our YouTube channel here and subscribe here, and you can find she's got so many different covers that she does on there as well. And you're going to perform that one today, right? So that's great.
I am.
Excellent.
I thought I would do.
In for a treat.
So it's Pop's Common People to the tune of Scotland the Brave.
It's funny that I chose that one. We hadn't planned that, did we? So it must stand out, that one.
Works quite well, I think. Do you want me to just go for it? I'll just do it now. Okay.
Yeah. 1 second. I'll just put you on the.
Sure.
So we'll just see if we've got any comments in here as well. Any questions from people on the comments.
To answer questions.
Yeah. So if you do want to ask Pauline any questions, please do get them in now. So just have a little look on here. Okay, so there we go. We've got Golden Retros. There we go. Loving your performance from before. I did see a question in there. I'm just going to go back on the chat to see what the question was. There we go. How do you tune a harp?
Good question. Okay, I'm going to turn it around a wee bit. On this side, these are tuning pegs. So what you do is you tune those. I haven't got my tuner beside me, but it's like an Allen key. You tune those with a tuner, and then to change key, it's got levers. So that's the levers that you can see here. So I've just changed key. I was in E flat, and then I want to go into B flat. So I've just sharpened my A string. So you can play in any key, but it doesn't have. It's like a piano keyboard, but it doesn't have the black notes, so it's not so easy to do the wee half notes and semitones and stuff. And it's hard to change key in the middle of a song. You can do it, but it means flicking levers. So you tend to kind of stick in the one key. But yeah, so you sharpen the strings by these levers, and then you fine tune it with the tuning pegs on the other side.
How do you? This is a question I just thought of now. How do you take it around as well? Do you ever got a case for it and stuff like that? Is it?
It's a good question. This particular harp doesn't have a case. I'm afraid the woman I bought it off, second hand, and the woman I bought it from had customized a case out of a sleeping bag, and
Yeah.
that's what I use because harp cases are funny. Harps are all different sizes, so if I went and bought a harp case with straps and everything, it might not fit this particular harp. So yeah, so basically I have a customized sleeping bag. Basically, I drive everywhere. I can't. It's quite heavy. I can't carry it very far, but I do have a smaller one that I can carry it a bit easier. So
Okay, excellent, cool. Right, so back over to your performance then. So what we were saying was your so your mashup covers that you do, and this is going to play "Common People" by the tune of Scotland the Brave, right?
yeah, okay,
Okay,
let's go.
over to you.
Okay. She came from Greece with a thirst for knowledge, studied sculpture at St. Martin's College. That's where I caught her eye, and then she told me that her dad was loaded. I said, I'll have a rum and cola. She said, fine. And then in 30 seconds, she said, I wanna live like common people, wanna do what common people do, wanna sleep with common people like you. What else could I do? I said, I'll see what I can do. I took her to a supermarket. I don't know why. Sorry, I had to start it somewhere, so it started there. I said, pretend you've money. She laughed and said, you're so funny. I said, I can't see anyone smiling, but she didn't understand. She just smiled and she held my hand. You wanna live like common people, wanna do what common people do, wanna sleep with common people like me. Rent a flat above a shop, cut your hair and get a job, smoke some packs, pretend that you never went to school. Still you'll never get it right, 'cause when you're laid in bed at night, watching roaches climb the wall, your dad could stop it all. You will never understand how it feels to live your life with no meaning or control and nowhere left to go. You'll never live like common people, never do what common people do, never feel like common people, watch your life slide out of you, and then dance and drink and screw, 'cause there's nothing else to do. Everybody hates a tourist who thinks it's such a laugh. You'll never live like common people, never do what common people do, never feel like common people, watch your life slide out of you, and then dance and drink and screw, 'cause there's nothing else to do. Everybody hates a tourist who thinks it's such a laugh, and chip stains grease will come out in the bath.
Excellent, cool, nice one. So it's going to get back over here. Okay, cool. Cool. Sorry, my mouse was playing up there. That was so good. That was so good. Just makes me smile when you're playing that. Just gives you a happy, warm feeling for some reason. Let's get on to Jarvis Cocker with that one to re-record, I think.
So somebody apparently has sent it to us, but I don't think you'll even listen to it. But it's just the words are great, because I tend not to listen. I don't listen to the words of songs unless I have to learn them. But they're amazing words. They're brilliant.
Would you record some of this as well, or put them on a CD or something like that?
People have been saying that I should do. I mean, I'm not sure how it works with copyright, but I mean, I'll certainly look into it, because a lot of people have been asking, and it seems to go down really well. You've got to kind of work out what.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely a unique thing to do. Excellent. We've got some nice comments in there as well, Pauline. So we got.
Cool. Oh, Andrea McGee. Hello, Andrea. Hey, thank you for joining us.
That's a nice comment here. Okay, it's my sister-in-law is always loving it.
Hey.
Excellent, cool. So just thank you for coming on today. And so if people want to find out more information, they can go over to the links there. And what's next for you then? What's the plans musically?
Well, obviously, just finish off. I've got a couple of bits to finish off with my show, and then it will go out, I think, in the Morecambe Fringe on the 11th of July. There's another festival called the Mitchell Dean Festival, which is not happening, but I will be doing a live stream, because I quite like live streams, actually. They're quite fun.
Yeah, well, I was just going
apart
to
from
say,
it,
actually, like with the lockdown kind of the thing, have you been doing a lot of live streaming yourself?
I have, yeah. And obviously they're not, tend not to get paid. So I mean, musicians' income has kind of disappeared. But it's
Yeah.
it's good just to keep yourself gig sharp, just to keep yourself kind of ticking over. So yeah, I've done quite a lot of Facebook. There's quite a lot of groups set up that that are doing. I've usually streamed as part of a group or something like that. So I do quite a lot, because I don't want to leave it too long. I like to feel there's, I like playing to people. Who doesn't? And it's quite good for keeping that ticking over. Apart from that, I've got a few things meant to be happening in September. At the moment, we don't know what's going ahead, do we? It's tricky. Oh gosh, sorry, I should have mentioned. I will be recording as soon as we're allowed to go back into a recording studio. I should have been doing that just when lockdown happened. So the minute lockdown's over, I'm into the recording studio. I got some funding from Creative Scotland
Excellent.
to do some more
Yeah, yeah.
serious songs. But anyway, so I want to get that out, done, and then I don't know if I'll be able to tour with it. We don't know. Who knows what the situation will be? But I'll bring out my next CD soon.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Excellent. Thank you very much for coming on. And that's been great. Really enjoyable, Pauline. And I'll see you soon. Stay safe. And thank you for coming on.
Yeah, keep in touch, and good luck with all your ventures as well. It's great what you're doing. It's nice to have.
Oh, thank you, Pauline. Excellent.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Excellent. There she goes. That's Pauline. Please do get your comments in if you liked that. And do go and check out all of her links there on the page. Thank you, Pauline. If you've been enjoying watching on YouTube, please remember to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. We look forward to bringing you regular, interesting content on the Jamie France project.
The Jamie France project.